Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. I know it's been a while, but I am back. So I'm going to film a very quick tutorial so I can get my filming groove back. And some of you requested me to make this headband right here. This is made out of fabric that does not stretch, but it is also satin lined. Most people use African print, but you can use whatever fabric you have as long as it does not stretch. It has elastic on both sides, which makes it easy to stretch and a good fit, and it also has a bow in the front. So let's go ahead and get started. You will need two pieces, meaning one of each, that measure exactly the same. So you will need one piece, that's the African print or whatever fabric you want, but make sure it does not stretch, and the satin, which will be on the inside. So both of these pieces measure exactly the same, meaning they all measure 40 inches from here to here and 6 from here to here. If you want it to be wider, you can increase the measurements, but I use 6 inches. So 40 by 6 for both pieces. What we're going to do next is we are going to make sure that on this fabric, the good side is on top and the bad side is on the bottom. And with our satin, we are going to make sure the good side is on the bottom and the bad side is on top. What we are going to do is we are going to put this on top of this, then pin or clip or whatever you use. After you are done pinning and clipping all the way, what we are going to do is we are going to go to our sewing machine and sew a straight line all the way from here to here, and a straight line all the way from here towards the whole end. So 2 straight lines to join these pieces, and the seam allowance is going to be 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to repeat, use 1/4 of an inch seam allowance to sew from right here to here and from right here all the way to here. I have already sewn a straight stitch on both of my sides. So the next thing is I am going to turn this inside out. After you have turned it inside out, what you want to do next is iron this piece. Once you have ironed, the next thing is we are going to top stitch on both sides so we can create an elastic casing. So we are going to top stitch this part right here so our elastic can fit in. So I am using this elastic and it is less than 1/2 inch wide. This is thin elastic. So my elastic casing right here is going to be either 1/2 inch or 3/4, which is right here. So what you're going to do is I am going to go to my sewing machine and sew a straight line on both sides, right here and right here. Depending on what elastic you're using, add tiny measurements to it so you can create the elastic casings. We have done this many times. I believe by now you probably know, so I'm going to repeat. Since the elastic that I'm using is less than a half an inch wide, I am going to be using a half an inch or 3/4 seam allowance right here or right here, just enough for my elastic to fit on both sides. So I have top stitched both of my pieces. Let me show you how they look. I'm not sure if you can see, but yeah, right there. So this part and this part, I did it all the way, and this is what I'm going to use to insert my elastic. So the next thing is, of course, we will need our elastic, and you want your elastic pieces to measure 21 inches. So you will need two that measure 21 inches. And what you're going to do is we are going to insert this one on this side and this one on the bottom side. You also want to make sure you use a pin so it doesn't go all the way through. So just at the end, put your pin and just put it in there. So your elastic will stay in place. Once you pull it all around, it won't come inside and disappear. So I have added elastic on this side. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom side. So I have added elastic on both sides, the top and the bottom, and this is how it looks. So the next thing, what we're going to do is you're going to take your piece and we are going to join them like this. I know you're going to be like, why is this seam going to be on top? I'm going to show you how we are going to hide it. So don't use the regular way that you will do this. Do this. The satin is on top and this is on the bottom, and join them like this. I will show you a trick on how we are going to hide this part right here. So go to your sewing machine, sew a straight line joining these two from here to here using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm back and I did sew a straight line and I joined these pieces. As you can see, this seam part is on the top, but don't worry, I'll show you how we are going to hide this. And the inside, this is how it looks. So this piece is done for now. We are going to put it aside, and the next step is we are going to make our bow, which is this right here. So our bow measurements are 5 by 6, and you will need two pieces that measure 5 by 6, but also you will need something to put in the inside that will give the bow a little bit of volume. I think by now you already know I always have to add something on the inside so the bow is going to be a little bit big and have a little bit volume, but if you don't like it, you can leave it. What we are going to do is we are going to make sure this first piece, the good side is on top, the bad side is on the bottom, and we're going to put this piece right here, and with this one the good side will be on the bottom and the bad side will be on top. And after that we are going to add this piece and put it on top. After you are done, what you're going to do is we are going to go to our sewing machine and join this side. So from here to here, here to here, here to here, and here to here. As I said, we have already made bows, so we already know the trick. We are going to make a little cut, then turn it inside out. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew real quick, and I'll be back. As you can see, I did sew all the way around. I didn't stop anywhere or leave anything. So the next thing, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to separate this and make sure I only cut one layer. I'm going to make a small cut that will help us turn this inside out. So this is how it looks once it is turned inside out. So we are going to take this and put it aside, and the next thing, I'm just going to make this piece right here. So I am going to take this piece that measures 3 by 6. 3 by 6. I'm going to fold it in half, then go to my sewing machine and sew a straight line from here all the way to right here. After you sew your straight line from right here to right here, what you're going to do next is we are just going to turn it inside out. So I'm going to use my needle, since it's, my safety pin, since it's too thin. This is what's going to help me turn it inside out. So this piece is done. The next thing is we are going to take this piece right here, as you can see, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bow piece and put it on top of right here, then sew, joining these two. So I'm going to repeat. Remember that part that we did so earlier, joining this piece. You're going to put this bow on top of it right here and sew a straight line halfway on this bow. From here to here joining these two pieces. This is how it looks once you join these two right here, right? I did go 2 times with mine, as you can see, back and forth, so it's secure. And this is how it looks on the inside. This is how it looks on the outside. So the next thing is we are going to pinch this in half, then again down here, and again on the top. So I'm going to repeat. Just give it a pinch right here at the bottom and at the top. So before I do anything, I'm just going to take this piece of thread and just put it around so I can secure it. You can also use a needle and sew through, but I just like this system. It's faster for me. You don't need to do it so tight, just normal. Just something like that. Then tight at the inside. Don't worry about this, we are going to be covering it up. This is how it looks. So next thing, what we are going to do is we are going to take this piece right here and make sure the seam part is on the back right here. Make sure it's halfway, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here, then go to our sewing machine and join these two right here like that, and go to our sewing machine and sew a straight line from here all the way to right here. This is how it looks once we are done. So the last step is we are just going to turn this over, is it inside out. Just look at what I'm doing, just turn it around and make sure the seam part is hidden all the way on the inside. If you don't want it moving around, you can glue it right here. Just use some tiny glue and just glue on the inside right here. But once you are done, this is how everything looks, and our headband is ready to wear. So we are completely done. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember, we all start somewhere. Practice will make your work perfect. Never give up, just keep practicing. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.